Hello and welcome to this episode. In this episode, we want to discuss about assessment tree. So an assessment item is a feature in the student configuration that must match the configuration of that feature in the answer network. We can choose the assessment options by checking items here in the expandable tree of assessment tree. You have the ability to check specific features or the entire categories. So, for example, default gateway is a specific feature, and Bluetooth is an entire category where we have more specific features under Bluetooth, and I can select them all at once. Another example would be that for this PC0, I can go under ports and I can go that under a specific port, and I can select the IP address, which is very specific, or I have the ability to check all of the options at once by clicking the category of Fast Ethernet 0 or even the category of ports, which will include all of the ports in this PC. If I have an entire category selected, then you can see that a checkbox appear on the category. And if I have only parts of the category selected, then this dash appears on the checkbox. In general, it's better to check specific features rather than checking entire categories. This is because it's important to take care to uncheck irrelevant items that are not being tested. So carefully setting up the assessment tree avoids frustrating students who have essentially complete an activity, but their work has a few insignificant differences with the answer network. So with assessment tree and very specific features, with assessment tree and selecting very specific features, the student solution may be different from the instructor's answer network, but it can still be correct as long as the assessment features match. For convenience, it's also a good idea to create filters for the assessment items. For example, I want to create a filter using keyword IP and then enter. And then you can see that all of the assessment items that has an IP included in their name, they will appear. Or I can collectively expand and collapse the whole assessment tree at once. And I can undo what I did by clicking this button once again. Another good option would be to show the checked assessment items only. For example, let's go to PC1, let's go to default gateway and check it. And now I don't want to see any other assessment item except the checked ones. If I click here, only the checked assessment items will appear for me. But if I uncheck this button, everything else will start appearing once again. Here in the assessment tree, you can also manually set the amount of points for a particular assessment item when it's solved. For example, this assessment item, and we have the ability to change that. Also here in the assessment tree, the assessment items are categorized under components. For example, for PC0, you can see that one of these assessment items is categorized under IP and another one is categorized under physical. You can create your own categorization by editing this component field. And you can create individual feedback for each of the assessment items when it's incorrect instead of using the overall feedback. Now let's go and test this activity to see the changes that we have brought. Let me click these. Let's go to check results. And under assessment items, you can see that I have my own component categories instead of the default ones. And the feedback for individual assessment item is also available. And that's it for assessment items. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment sections below, and stay tuned because we will be covering more details of Activity Wizard in the coming videos.